The Saint and the Final Footprint on Earth. Once upon a time, in a world swirling with ambition and turbulence, there lived an old saint. He led a simple life, no home, no possessions, no fame. All he carried was an old cloth bag, a bamboo staff, and a heart ablaze with the desire to awaken people. He traversed mountains, crossed villages, planting seeds of wisdom and mindfulness in people's hearts. People called him the Wandering Sage, not because of grand sermons, but because his life spoke volumes. But time spares no one. His once resilient legs now bled, his back hunched, his breaths grew shorter, and his gaze seemed to stretch beyond reality. One starry night, seated under an ancient tree, he placed his hand on his chest where his heart beat faintly, and whispered, "If only I had a small hut, a place to rest, I could do so much more. Perhaps I could teach more souls." The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight touched the earth, a passerby said to him, "You should visit the Southern Kingdom. The king there is generous and compassionate. He grants every wish, especially to someone like you." The saint said nothing. He did not decide immediately. For 3 days he meditated by a stream, weighing his desire against his vow of detachment. Finally, he rose, light as the breeze, carrying his pure intention. "I will ask for no more than what is necessary." After 3 days and nights, he reached the capital. What he saw astonished him. A long line of people stretched before the palace gates, each carrying a fervent wish. A mother pleading for medicine for her child, a farmer asking for land, a laborer seeking work, and one man simply asking for survival. And the king, a young man with kind eyes and a warm smile, listened to each petitioner, nodding continuously. "Yes, granted, I will give." These words flowed like rain after a drought. When it was the saint's turn, he bowed deeply. "Your Majesty, I seek nothing grand. All I ask for is a small piece of land, just enough for a humble hut, a few trees, and a quiet place to spend my remaining days teaching those who come seeking wisdom." The king smiled. "How much land is enough, wise one?" The saint fell silent. For a moment, something very human stirred within him. Would a single acre suffice? But what if disciples come to learn? They will need shelter. Maybe 5 acres? 10? Thoughts rippled through his mind. The king nodded. "Then I shall give you this opportunity. From sunrise to sunset you may walk. All the land you cover will be yours. But if you fail to return to the starting point by sunset, you will lose everything." The next day, as the first light of dawn appeared, the drums sounded. The saint stood at the starting line. A crowd had gathered, curious. A saint asking for land? At first, he walked slowly. He passed lush fields of rice, clusters of fruit trees, and a bubbling brook. He smiled. "This place is serene. I could stop here." But then he thought, "It's too early. Would stopping now be wise?" He continued walking. Soon he saw a green hill, a forest of medicinal plants, a crystal-clear lake. At each place, he thought, "If I had this, I could heal the sick, build a small school, establish a retreat." His original intention, to seek enough, was slowly being eroded. By noon, his robe was soaked with sweat. Beads of perspiration streamed down his face. The 2 guards accompanying him advised, "Holy One, rest for a while, drink some water. You've already walked far." He shook his head. "Not yet. Not enough." He began to walk faster. Then he broke into a run. His frail legs trembled, but he pressed on. Each step was a whisper. Just a little more. Only a little more. But the sun had begun its descent toward the west. Suddenly, he stopped. The twilight wind swept through his silver hair. He looked around. Everything was fading into the distance, and the sun had tilted further toward the mountains. At that moment, he realized he had gone too far. He turned and ran back as if his life depended on it. The crowd watched in astonishment. The old saint, his face drenched with sweat, his breaths shallow, was sprinting across the golden fields of dusk. On his way back, he passed the serene spots he had once desired. But now, they held no meaning. One thought consumed him. I must return, or all will be lost. The sun was now a thin sliver. The saint staggered, his feet bleeding, his hands trembling, his vision blurred with tears. The drums beat urgently. The crowd held their breath. At last, just a few steps away, he summoned all his strength and collapsed at the starting line. His heart stopped beating at the very moment the sun disappeared. The king stepped forward, silent, gazing at the lifeless body. He gently spoke. "Oh, Holy One, how much is enough for a lifetime?" Then he commanded, "Bury him right here, at the starting point. A plot of earth, enough to contain a whole life." The story spread throughout the kingdom. People did not dwell on the saint's greed, but on his belated awakening, a profound lesson. What we chase all our lives is sometimes what causes us to forget what truly matters. The saint was not just himself, but a reflection of countless lives today, starting with noble intentions, only to be swept away, little, by the tide of just a little more. Dear friend, what are you pursuing? A bigger house? A higher position? Recognition from others? These may be worthy pursuits, but pause, even for a moment, and ask yourself, do I truly need more? Perhaps you are running tirelessly for what society, family, or even you once deemed essential. But when you look back, will anyone still be by your side? How many precious moments have you missed? How many dreams of your own have you buried? Don't wait until it's too late to realize that what you truly need is peace of mind, a warm embrace, a gaze of understanding, or a night of restful sleep. Happiness is not far away. Happiness is knowing when enough is enough, when to stop, and how to live true to yourself. A single plot of land is enough to bury a lifetime. Thank you for listening to the entire story. And if you found this story meaningful and inspiring, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to hear more stories like this. Also, leave a positive comment to give me motivation to create even more engaging and heartfelt videos.